You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Imaging Services, Chiro Thin, Universal Tractioning Systems, Chiro Moguls, Zingit Solutions, Dr. Pete Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, Rhino Coaching, 5-Star Management, The Goodman Factor, Chiro Health USA, Max, Mahalo Wellness, and Chiro Expert. Let's hustle.
Good morning, everybody. Pete Goldman is coming in with me today from San Francisco Financial District. He's in a boxing gym, it looks like, and I am coming in from Grand Junction, which is in the Grand Valley on the western slope of Colorado, where no one lives. And I moved here. Why? Because I wanted to hear the birds chirp, damn it. So today we are going to talk about the Zone School of Healing. And just before we get started, Pete has been my most requested guest on the Chiro Hustle podcast live streams. So he is back for more. And we are just going to keep on dropping knowledge. If it looks like I'm not paying attention, that's not true. I'm just going to keep sharing this to groups. So I'm going to allow Pete to talk about it. But he's bringing the Zone School to Europe. So Pete, talk to them about the European experience and why they should be coming. And the link is in the comments above. So click on that link and come see Pete in, where is it, Amsterdam?
It's in Holland. It's right outside of Amsterdam. It's about, I believe, 25 minutes or so away from the airport that you would fly into to go to Amsterdam. And I think it's about 25 minutes from the city of Amsterdam.
It's called Schiphol. I used to live in the Netherlands, if people didn't know that.
Cool.
I went to college over there and played some soccer. They call it football.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, Iowa. They're like, "Where is that in England?" I'm like, "It's in Iowa. It's near Chicago." So there's a good humor joke for people today.
Cool. So a couple things. So the Zone School of Healing, which is, we have almost 400 members on the way to tens of thousands. And we have once in a while live events. Like I taught a live event in Atlanta. I taught one in Vegas. I'm teaching one this weekend in Chicago. But we have enough, and we have enough members now in Europe that they're asking for a European live event. So I'm going to do one in Holland, like I said, near Amsterdam, in August. Jim has the dates up there, I believe. And, usually I only allow people in the am I too high?
Yep, you're cutting your head off.
Oh, okay. How am I doing?
Better.
Cool. So usually I only allow people to come to the live events who are in the Zone School, but for this European event, I'm letting any chiropractor in. So if you're a chiropractor in Europe, you are eligible to come. You can sign up and check it out. It'll change your life. It'll change your patient's life. It'll be the best decision you ever made in your healing career. I know it's quite a statement, but it's true. So that's what's up with Europe. So everyone should come join.
So I'm going to come back on this with you. Let's just talk a little bit more about the Zone School and why you founded it and the tenets behind it. I know that it's derived from the teachings of D.D. Palmer, who's the first chiropractor, and it's also based on Thurman Fleet's teachings as well. So let's jam on that for a second and talk about like the genesis of the Zone School of Healing.
The way the Zone School of Healing came up was this. So I have kind of a unique experience, which is this. Most chiropractors, I think you'd agree, from all over the world. I have people flying into me from 25 different countries. In Malaysia alone, I have about 15 patients. I also have about, and this is no exaggeration, this is probably an under exaggeration, I have about 80 patients who drive about 4 hours each way to see me. So that's 8 hours for 3 minutes with me. 8 hours of driving in a day for 3 minutes. So why is all that significant to the Zone School being created? I said to myself one day, why don't I just teach everyone to do this? As cool as it is, as gratifying as it is to have people flying in from all over the world to me, why don't I just teach other people to do it? So I opened the Zone School. It's an online course. People say, can I learn online? Yes, you can. We have people all over the world who say to me, Pete, I always was pretty good. I did AK, I did chiropractic neurology, I did whatever, I did upper cervical. Now my results are 10 times, 50 times better. Then I have some people who are struggling. Man, I was struggling. I didn't even want to go to work. I was fed up with chiropractic. Now I can't wait to go to work. Or people who say, Pete, I always heard that chiropractic made miracles, but I never really saw it. And now a week doesn't go by without some so-called miracle happening in my office. So I opened the Zone School to teach chiropractors all over the world how to do what I do. That's how it happened.
That's a pretty cool story, man. I'm just going to communicate with our audience quickly. If you guys are watching this and you're finding some value in this, hashtag value. If you're watching us on replay, please hashtag replay in the comments. And Facebook has potentially put me in the share jail. So if you guys are out there watching this, please hit the share button so more people can see what's happening with Dr. Pete and I today on this Facebook Live. I know that we were going to also talk about the best technique, and we were talking about how the zone technique affects the brain, and this guy named Mortar, and how he developed a technique that was actually brain-centered, that was getting a lot of success with people, getting them better. And then he was going into Logan, doing his deal. They fired him. He went on to Parker, doing his deal. And I don't know what happened after that. So let's fill people in on how the zone technique parallels a little bit with this best technique.
Okay, so a couple of things. I'll tell you some stuff I know for sure, and I'll tell you some stuff that I actually just heard yesterday. So what I know for sure is the zone technique is, if not the only, one of the only techniques. I always thought it was the only technique. Maybe Best does it a little bit. But it's the only technique I know of that addresses the brain. Meaning, and I've said this many times, the chiropractic safety pin cycle says, here's the brain, here's the cord, here's the nerves out to the cells. If there's bones out of place, you relieve the subluxations and you open up the brain signal down to the cells. But the problem is, what if the brain is sending out the wrong signal in the first place? What if that? Who cares that you opened up a brain signal if it's a faulty brain signal? Who cares that you open up a faulty brain signal to cells? So the zone technique, we have a way with checking occipital fibers on the superior nuchal line. It is not like SOT, so don't get confused. People have said, oh, SOT fills the back of the head. Apples and oranges, has nothing to do with it. Feel the back of the head. We know exactly what's happening in the brain. We stimulate the spinal cord in various places to reset the brain. Then the brain can send out the right signals to the body, plus you're relieving subluxations in the process. And that's why the zone technique gets better results than any other technique. And, I don't know, who else has people flying to them from 25 countries and 80 people driving 4 hours each way to see them? No one, unless they're my students now. Next, what I heard yesterday, it's kind of cool. So here's the deal. So Mortar, who was the founder of Best, he started realizing about the importance of this brain stuff. Now, he does it in a different way than the zones, but it doesn't matter. So what Best did, he did this study. He got like several people and he did all these like checks, like X-ray, leg checks, MoPal, Static Pal. And then he got like X amount of full spine doctors to give them adjustments. 5 minutes later, when he evaluated all these people, they were fine. But half hour later, they all had problems. Either the bone that was adjusted was back out of place, or the segment above or below was out of place, or whatever. So he started realizing about the importance of the brain being addressed. And he said that most chiropractors are only addressing, I think it was 10 or 20%, 20% of what really needed to be done with a patient when they just relieve the so-called subluxations and don't address the brain. He wrote a paper. He was the president of Logan College at that time, which I didn't know. I found that out yesterday. When he wrote that paper, he got fired from Logan. Then he got hired by Parker. I don't know in what capacity, maybe the seminars, maybe in the college. Parker found out about the paper, got fired from there. So that's some Mortar history.
So let's talk about this a little bit. I know subluxations are like a fundamental in the chiropractic vernacular, and it's something that is major importance for us to retain in our languaging. And those of you out there watching, I'm not a chiropractor, but Dr. Pete is, so that's why I'm asking him this question. And a lot of chiropractors I've heard over time, they just go and hit the high spots or do the flying sevens, and you will get some relief in a patient, and you will be able to remove that subluxation. But why do you think that chiropractors are just hitting the high points and doing left and right, quick adjustments to the neck and not really addressing the zones?
Well, here's the thing. A couple of things. So first of all, let me just say that I respect results. So let's just say there's a chiropractor doing the flying seven. Let's just say, and he or she gets amazing results. Yeah, that's good enough for me. If you're like, hey, there's a chiropractor down the block. They do the flying seven. Everyone who comes in, they crack their back in 3 places. They put both sides of the pelvis up. They crack the neck on both sides. Little or no analysis. They just believe, hey, I'm cracking everything that there is. I'm probably opening up nerve flow, etc., whatever they believe. But let's just say you're like, you know what? I knew someone who had migraine headaches for 40 years, who tried a lot of stuff, other chiropractors, acupuncturists, etc. Nothing could help them. They went to this flying 7 person, and their headaches are gone. Good. Or let's say you say, I know someone who had horrible digestion, terrible digestive problems. They went to naturopaths, homeopaths, acupuncturists, other chiropractors. No one could fix them up. But then they went for a month or two to the so-called flying 7 doc. Now their digestion is perfect. And, you could add immune system or whatever to the list. My point is this. I respect results, period. I'm not going to diss flying 7, but I'm going to answer your question. I just wanted to preface my answer to your very good question by saying all I care about is results. With that said, if there's someone who's just landed on the flying 7 and they're not getting that great results, hey, join the Zone School, because I'll teach you how in a very quick and accurate way to help people with everything under the sun. Now, why people aren't doing it? Some people are lazy. Some people are not, they're ignorant of certain things that are available. But look, the Zone School is a money back guarantee. So you join the Zone School. I'll put a link later for that. Or Jim, you have your own special link for that. So you should also put that with the Holland link. Jim will put a link to join the Zone School. Forget the free course for the moment. Just join the Zone School. It's a money back guarantee. You'll either say it's the best decision you ever made in your healing career, which I've heard about 150 times from my students, or you won't like it. Just get a refund.
So I'm going to do a pattern interrupt again. If you guys are watching this and finding value in this, please hashtag value. If you have questions for Dr. Pete, put those into the chat feed there so he can address those for you. I know he's probably talking about some controversial things that you might not be prepared for today. And if you guys are watching this on replay, hashtag replay in the comments, and do us one big favor and hit the share button, because I'm in Facebook jail from sharing. So if you guys will help me out and share this with your audience, it will get more views and will get faster traction and launch off like a rocket ship. So,
by the way, Jim, I just want to say one thing. I talked about this yesterday. People are putting. It came to my attention. Some of the Zone School students brought it to my attention. I think it's a lot of chiropractic associations are putting this meme out. That's how you pronounce it. With Ray Liotta laughing his ass off. Everyone uses it. Whenever you want to laugh at something, it's from Goodfellas. Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, they're laughing their ass off, and the meme says, patient has low back pain for 10 years and wants to get 100% fixed in one adjustment. You know what I want to say to that is? What's so fucking funny? You understand how healing works? D.D. Palmer fixed, any chiropractor who's putting that up and liking it, it's pathetic. D.D. Palmer fixed hearing in one adjustment. People have come to me for years and years and years and years with back pain they've had for 10 years. In one adjustment, they're all better. As far as the back pain, I'm not saying of course, they can still come into me, get fully balanced, get their subluxations relieved, get their zones clear, get super healthy. But for someone to have back pain for 10 years and get one adjustment and have no more back pain, I've done it 100 times. So if you understand read D.D. Palmer's book. Look, D.D. Palmer has a glossary in his freaking book. The chiropractors, listen, first of all, who knows more about chiropractic than D.D. Palmer? No one, period. He founded it. No one can say anything. D.D. Palmer has a book, Chiropractor's Adjuster. He has a glossary. It's a 55-page glossary of every disease in the book, every dis-ease, every symptom. And he tells you, they have this, adjust this bone this way, and it will go away. So the whole notion of this takes this, people have, epilepsy, adjust this bone this way. So the whole notion that it takes a long time for someone to heal, I don't know where you got that. I do know. Later, some guy wrote a thing in a chiropractic book, something like all healing takes time, or I'll take D.D. Palmer. I think it was Stevenson. I'll take D.D. Palmer over him any day. And D.D. Palmer got way better results than Stevenson. So that's where I'm at with that. Now, listen, if you understand that time is an illusion anyway, metaphysicians have been saying time is an illusion for thousands of years. And now quantum physicists are saying time is an illusion. So just to get wrapped up in this whole thing about time, join the Zone School. I'll show you some stuff.
So now let's talk about the zones. And I know there's like 6 zones, right? 6.
There's a mysterious 7th zone I don't talk about too much. There is actually, but we'll just say there's 6 zones for now. Maybe it will have a whole discussion on zone 7 one day. But there's 6 zones essentially, and that's the glandular. That's every gland in your body. The eliminative, everything that eliminates your toxins, sinuses, lungs, kidneys, intestines, nerve system, digestive system, everything that digests and assimilates your food, muscle system, and circulatory system. And every single cell in your body is in those 6 zones. So when people listen, I mean, it's funny. I see some people on some chiropractors saying like, "Hey, chiropractics are more than neck and back pain. Don't you know that?" They obviously, D.D. Palmer's book was hardly about neck and back pain. And when you do the zones, it's very easy. Listen, a typical patient for me. I mean, I'm not saying like someone comes in for neck and back and then I educate them about chiropractic and then they come for wellness. I mean, that's great. Do it. That's great. Good for you. I'm talking about like on the entrance form, when they come to me, when they're coming, they're not coming. I mean, yeah, I have 20% that come for neck and back pain, but 80% of the people come to me, tell me things like they were told they need their gallbladder removed and they don't want it removed. So they want to get their gallbladder fixed. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll do that. You'll keep your gallbladder. I have a woman who came in about 2 months ago, was having frequent gallbladder attacks. She was told she needed her gallbladder out, not like that day, but soon. She came to me. She's like, look, she said she didn't want to get her gallbladder out, wanted to get her body balanced, keep her gallbladder. Now her gallbladder is as healthy as can be. She's not getting it out. She has no more gallbladder attacks. Next. But the point is, that's just like a day at the office. For me, that's like helping a stiff neck. It's nothing. If you understand the zones, if you understand how to contact and direct innate, which I teach in the zone school. If you understand DD's philosophy, which, I chat about here and there in the zone school. So that's the main idea with the zones.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Close for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Imaging Services, Chiro Thin, Universal Tractioning Systems, Chiro Moguls, Zingit Solutions, Dr. Pete Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, Rhino Coaching, 5-Star Management, The Goodman Factor, Chiro Health USA, Max, Mahalo Wellness, and Chiro Expert. Let's hustle.
So let's go a little bit fast forward again and let's talk about this event that you're having in August in Amsterdam area and why it's essential for people to show up that are European chiropractors and how accessible it is. And you broke down the barrier of entry as to a 4-letter word called free.
So basically the the zone school, like I said before, we have live events, which aren't even necessary. I have many people in the zone school who never come to live events, and they just take the online course and do amazing. But with that said, we do have an event coming up in the Amsterdam area in August. And even though usually I only let zone school students in, because I'm going to Europe to do this, I am letting any chiropractor in, even if you're not enrolled in zone school. So come check it out. And I think it'll be the best weekend of healing learning you've ever had in your life. I mean, I can say that very confidently.
Yeah, I think that what you're saying is it's very helpful because you are a resource. And that's one of the things when I first came in touch with you, I was like, man, who is this Pete Goldman guy? And what is this Zone School of Healing all about? And then we got to talking. I actually came out and visited you in San Francisco, brought Luke out there. We both got adjusted. We did Facebook Lives with the adjustments. And you've been supporting Chiro Hustle. Now, let's just talk a little bit about that. And why do you support Chiro Hustle with sponsorship monthly?
I'm happy to say, Jim, by the way, I want to say that when I look at you now, it's blurry. It could just be me. I just want to make sure that are you good?
Yeah, it looks great, dude.
All right, cool. Okay. It could just be how I'm picking it up. No big deal. Okay. Anyway, so here's the deal. It's funny. I've never advertised my practice ever. I have never spent a dime to advertise my practice. It's strictly word of mouth, and it's fantastic. When I opened the Zone School, almost 2 years ago, or whatever it's been, a year and a half, year and 3/4 ago, whatever it is. When I opened the Zone School, I had to get the word out. So I did Facebook ads and things like that. But now the Zone School's it's on autopilot. It's growing.
How many members?
Almost 400.
Bam.
Almost 400. So now the Zone School's on autopilot. And, but I like Jim, so I like his message. So yeah, I'm a sponsor of Chiro Hustle. and I'm proud of it. I think I'll tell you what I like about Jim. Number one is a very sincere guy. Number two, he really believes, like he's the kind of guy who probably wakes up and the first thing he's thinking about is how he can promote chiropractic. Like it's a big part of his life. And I think he has a real understanding of what chiropractic is potentially all about and has a great message. So I'm happy to support him. It's a no-brainer for me to support Jim.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. And, when I look around the landscape of like the chiropractic influencers, I just realized that there was a huge void for consistency. And people just want to have this bandwagon moment where they go out there and they rave for about 2 months, or they rave for about a week, or they promote their one event that they put on a year, or they go out there and they support like one cause or one association, or they do one little thing to like get more people involved. But that's why I really wanted to like hammer the momentum with Hustle. And that's why, I was just recently speaking and at Palmer a couple years ago, and they said, "Hey Jim, who are you?" And I go, "Well, the reason that I'm here today is because I post 5 times a day on chiropractic, and that's the stuff that you guys won't do. And that's why I'm here talking to a room full of doctors as a non-DC. And that's really what I came to the genesis of starting Hustle was like, dude. And then here's one of the cool things. Before I started talking, Pete, I said, this side of the room, I want you guys to say Hustle. And this side of the room, I want you guys to say Chiro. And then I said, say Chiro, say Hustle, say Chiro, say Hustle. And before I knew it, this place was raging with Chiro Hustle. And then at that point, I knew that we were going to dominate with Chiro Hustle because of the consistency and the brand and the way that people supported us. And it wasn't just Palmer supporting us, man. It was you supporting us. And if people look at my NASCAR flag that I wave on like once a week, I put out my sponsorship post. We have 16 sponsors, man, that all support what we do with our message of Chiro Hustle, which I believe is like one of the toughest brands out there. Our Chiro Hustle Masters group is about to hit 1,000 members, and that's in 1 year. So if we start branding together, Pete, and we start just completely dominating this space and being more consistent than anyone else, that's why we support each other, man.
Also, another thing I want to say that I like about Chiro Hustle, I was thinking while you were talking about it, there's different kind of chiropractors, and I respect that. Like, for example, if let's just say there's a chiropractor who says, I just do neck and back pain. I mean, that's just what I do. I'm proud of it. I don't want to do other stuff. But they're helping people with neck and back pain. That's cool, and they can get involved with the kind of things you promote because there's a place for them. Or let's say there's people in the zone school who want to do what I'm talking about. They can get involved with Chiro Hustle. There's a place for them with you guys. So really, if you have DC after your name, Chiro Hustle is appropriate for you, which is what I like. It's like there's different sects and different religions or whatever. There's different sects in chiropractic, but they're all an appropriate match for Chiro Hustle. And Jim supports all of you if you have DC after your name, pretty much. So that's another thing I like about it. And, it's funny, I want to just segue into this, just for myself. That's how I look at Chiro Hustle, but I want to just piggyback on that. If there's a chiropractor who just does neck and back pain, like that's what they do. They were just taught in school, neck and back pain. They don't want to do anything else. And that's what they say they do. I actually have a lot of respect for them. I really do. That's one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum is someone in zone school helping anything under the sun except if someone needs stitches or whatever. Some kind of, like crashing their motorcycle and they have to get sewn back together. That's emergency medicine. But the ones in the middle are the ones that I find quite bewildering. And the ones in the middle are these. The ones who go to DE, are very philosophical, read the green books, make posts about it. But you go in their office and everyone there is there for neck and back pain. So these guys are hungry. They're hungry if they can go to Cal Jam or DE and be like, I'm a nervous system doctor. It's for more than neck and back pain. But then I'll walk in your waiting room and interview everyone there, and everyone's there for neck and back pain. I mean, you might have the odd patient here or there who comes for something else. But in the zone school, we get you to the point where, like I said, 80% of the people coming to me on the entrance form are coming for non-musculoskeletal. So I know these people are hungry for it, and they're the ones, among others, who should check out zone school. But everyone, Chiro Hustle takes care of everybody.
So I know the other day I made a post that said I love mixers, and I think I pissed a couple people off. And then the next day I said I like straights, and I think I pissed a couple people off. But then at the end of it, I know that I support unity through diversity. And I know that if I go to 10 chiropractors, they're all going to adjust me differently. So that's the thing is every chiropractor is impacting the nervous system and removing subluxation. And that's why I support the chiropractic profession, because you guys are a group of healers. And that's what I love most about chiropractic is it's non-invasive. There's no drugs, there's no surgery, and it's all based about the adjustment and balancing people's bodies out and removing the interference so the body can animate itself as it's supposed to be. And, like there's no limitation to the body, but when the body does not have the flowing nervous system, there is limitation. So the chiropractors that I love, that I support, they remove that interference, allowing the body to animate as it's supposed to, which is infinitely. So no limitation when the body is in alignment. And one more thing, Pete, is if anybody's out there watching at this point, just go ahead and share this, because I am in Facebook jail and they won't allow me to share my post today for some reason, and up until like 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, Pete, the stage is yours now.
Cool. Thank you for that. I just want to say one thing about straights and mixers. And I did post on your mixer post. So number one, I don't even get involved in that polarity, and I could care less about it. If you had to put me in a category, it would be straight. Because in my office, it's me, a flat bench, and my hands. That's it. I don't use any modalities whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. So I'm 0% the mixer. However, I said before, and I'll repeat, I'm down with results. So again, let's just make up this imaginary person. There's a guy or girl down the block. They're a chiropractor. They're a straight up mixer. I don't know what a mixer does, but I don't even know what they do.
They teach nutrition, man.
All right. So they make some nutrition advice, and they put a hot and cold ice pack on you before, whatever a mixer does. But let's just pretend that mixer down there, again, oh, really? That person had headaches for 40 years. Nothing could help them. They went to that person. Their headaches are gone. That person over there had a very weak immune system. They tried acupuncture, homeopathy, many chiropractors. They still had a super weak immune system. They went to that mixer. Now they have a super strong immune system. That person over there had terrible digestion, went to chiropractors, acupuncturists, homeopaths, 5 chiropractors. No one could help them. Horrible digestion. They went to that mixer. Now their digestion is perfect. I love that mixer. So my point is this, the whole mixer straight thing, it's total bullshit. Again, I'm totally straight in the chiropractic context, but who cares? Results are all that matters. And by the way, in my zone school, I would guess, I don't know for sure, I bet you 90+% of the people in my zone school are straight and 10% are mixer. Who cares?
So last question for you. I know we're coming up on the edge of the hour. If there's a chiropractic student that comes out of one of these schools that tells them to refer out if they find like a misalignment of the spine to someone else that's not a chiropractor, what's your advice to that chiropractic student that might be afraid to adjust anyone's spine?
Well, I mean, every situation is different. I didn't know that chiropractic schools tell students to refer people out for a misalignment of the spine. I thought that's what chiropractors are supposed to do, align the spine. All I can say, without getting into too many details, is I went to Life College East, which has a very good reputation. It's supposedly one of the better schools philosophically. What I do, 99% of what I learned at that school, I don't do. And I learned everything I do outside of that school. Nothing against that school. It's as good as any school. It's probably one of the better ones philosophically. But whatever they tell you in school, take it with a grain of salt. That's all I can say. And we actually have some chiropractic students in the zone school. We actually get $500 off for them. And they love it. And I say, hey, you're going to learn more in the zone school than you'll learn in 4 years of chiropractic school. That's for sure. And we have, I think we have like 10 chiropractic school students in the zone school, and they've all agreed with that. And if you're a chiropractic student and you want to join the zone school, I have to give you a special link for that because you do get $500 off if you are an enrolled chiropractic student. So just email me at drpete@zonetechnique.com, drpete@zonetechnique.com. Say, hey, I'm an enrolled chiropractic student. I want to join the zone school. I would like the $500 off link. And if you're a DC and you try to get 500 off, I'm going to send Jim to find you.
Well, is there anything that we didn't cover today that you want to talk about for our audience before we jump off this one?
All I would say is this: a lot of topics were discussed. Some of it's philosophical. Some people will agree. Some will disagree. At the end of the day, put your ego aside. Join the Zone School, because you're going to get 100 times better results than you ever got. So if you join it and don't like it, get your money back. It's free. But if you're interested in helping people, that's it. If you're interested in helping people, you're the kind of person like Jim wakes up in the morning and thinks about promoting chiropractic. If you wake up in the morning, you're like, how can I help more people? Join the Zone School, because it will help you get better results than anything else.
Well, cool, Dr. Pete. I'm going to sign off here from Grand Junction, and I'm going to let you sign off over there from San Francisco, and I will see you on the next one. If you guys are European chiropractors and want to go to his seminar, what are the dates for that?
I think it's August 17th and 18th.
Okay.
But the link, if they click the link to sign up, I believe it has the dates, but I'm pretty sure it's August 17th and 18th. And then, Jim, I actually, before we started, Jim, I messaged you a little blurb with all the details. So
that's in the description up there.
Oh, okay. I think that is the dates in there.
There are. Yep. I think it's like the 16th and 17th.
Okay. Cool. Beautiful. All right, guys. Jim,
cool.
As usual, love seeing you. Looking extra great today, I must say.
Awesome, man. Well, you guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.